Agriculture is a fundamental instrument for sustainable development and poverty reduction in developing countries. 3 of every 4 poor people in developing countries live in rural areas. 2.1 billion live on less than $2 a day. 880 million live on less than $1 a day. Most of these people depend on agriculture for their livelihoods. In Uganda, the agriculture sector is one of the most important sectors of the economy. It contributes to about 21.5% of the total GDP and over 90% to total export earnings. It also provides 80% of employment, and most industries and services in the country are based on it. Much of the agriculture production in Uganda takes place at household level, mainly using household labor. Currently, there are about 4.2 million holders who largely practice subsistence rain-fed agriculture, mainly using hands, hoes, pangas and plows. Subsistence farming can hardly yield enough food to feed households and the market, leading to hunger and poverty among the majority farmers and the country at large. Government of Uganda has engaged in a number of programs to develop agriculture since the early 90s when it undertook economic reforms. They include Plan for Modernization of Agriculture, Zoning, Rural Development Strategy, NADS, and the current National Agriculture Strategy under the Development Strategy and Investment Plan. Through these programs, government has extended services to support farmers realize increased production and incomes. To supplement government effort, civil society organizations are working to help farmers take advantage of these opportunities in order to realize improved livelihoods. With the right policies and supportive investments at local, national and global levels, agriculture offers new opportunities to hundreds of millions of rural poor out of poverty. Such opportunities include smallholder farming, animal husbandry, employment in the new agriculture of high-value products, and entrepreneurship. In this film, we see how the intervention by volunteer efforts for development concern VEDCO, with support from Norwegian Friends of Uganda in the poverty alleviation through commercialization of agriculture project in the districts of Luweero and Nakasongola, is helping to deliver such opportunities to these farmers. Through this project, VEDCO supports farmer organizations to engage in farming as a business.
This project is part of our overall strategy to support farmer organizations in Uganda, and specifically for this project in Luweero and in Nakasongola, to do farming as a business beyond merely farming for subsistence purposes. And when you look at the nature of the project, it's a continuation of what we did earlier with our Norwegian Friends of Uganda, where our focus was both food security management as well as farming as a business. So by the time we ended that particular project of 2005-2007, it became very, very clear that we should invest more focused resources on commercialization of agriculture if we are to address the needs of the market.
It works in 2 sub-counties. In Nakasongola district, we work in Kakoge sub-county. We also work in Luweero district, and we focus on Kalagala sub-county. On the overall, this project outreaches to 1,714 farmers. And of those, 960 farmers are females. 754 farmers are males. You can see that the number of males is lower than the number of females. We know the stake of women that they have in farming and agriculture as a sector in general. And therefore this project emphasizes more on women. That's why you can see we have 960 women, whereas the number of males is lower.
Sarah Namtevi of Chamasanda village, Kakoge sub-county in Nakasongola district, is one of the beneficiaries of VEDCO's poverty alleviation through commercialization of agriculture project. Namtevi is a member of Bakusekamaja Farmers Group. Using the knowledge she acquired from trainings offered by VEDCO in modern farming practices, Namtevi has managed to produce crops as a business on her 11-acre piece of land. She grows cassava, potatoes, coffee and pineapples. She considers coffee and pineapples to be her commercial crops. Namutebi allocated 4 acres of her land to coffee and 6 acres to pineapple production.
I began pineapple production after receiving seedlings from VEDCO. I planted the seedlings and began expanding slowly by slowly. I also received regular trainings to acquire more skills in pineapple production. Today I'm a competent pineapple grower because I acquired knowledge and skills that I never had before from VEDCO. I harvest 1 ton of pineapples in the first season, which I sell off to Makerere University Faculty of Food Science and Technology. They come right to my farm to collect them. I also sell a few pineapples to the community in Nakasongola. During the second season, I harvest 1 ton. I therefore have 2 growing seasons and 2 tons of pineapples in a year. I get more money from pineapples than coffee because I only harvest coffee once a year, but twice a year with pineapples. So pineapples fetch me more money. My life has changed tremendously since I ventured into pineapple production. Well, I may not be very rich, but I'm still not poor. I earn more money today than before when I was only growing maize and cassava. I get enough money to look after my children, take them to hospital in case they fall sick, confident that I know where the money is coming from. Again, I'm able to feed the family with proper food, which keeps away diseases. I'm able to buy domestic commodities like soap and clothes. I recently bought a motorcycle and more land to expand my farm.
According to the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, post-harvest handling losses range between 30 to 45% in Uganda. Many farmers can neither market nor consume their produce, since in most cases it is lost during the post-harvest stage. In an effort to minimize such losses and acquire more income from her pineapples, Namutebi is applying a post-harvest handling technology in which pineapples are sun-dried and packed for sale. Pineapples are harvested, washed, chopped, placed on trays and exposed under the sun in a fruit solo dryer made from easily available local materials. After 3 days, the dried pineapples are collected from the dryer and packed in quantities of 100 grams, ready for sale at a higher price. In Luweero District, Kalagala Sub-County, farmers in Kalagala Farmers Association have worked together to put up a milling machine to add more value to maize, the major crop produced in the area. The maize milling machine is helping farmers realize higher incomes from their produce, especially because they no longer sell maize grain but flour, which fetches a higher price.
CAFA members put efforts together by collecting money as a contribution from every farmers group. After that, VEDCO provided the other portion of money to put up this maize mill. After putting up this maize mill, members of the association are able to get animal feed at affordable prices. We no longer sell maize grain but process it to sell maize flour, from which we get more money. We collect maize from the members in their homes and bring it here for processing.